We have all heard of the drought in California. We have heard about the worsening summer wildfires, the many fields left to fallow, and the dried rivers and lakes. But when did it start? The drought began in October of 2013. Since then, California has lost 6.6 million acres in surface water. This is mostly due to groundwater pumping, which also decreases the level of the water table. Southern California has been hit with the worst of the drought. Out-of-state agencies that supply water to California have decreased aid by up to 36%. This has restricted how much water comes into the state during the drought. The water that doesn't come from out-of-state comes from surface water and groundwater. Water rights for farmers in California are based on claims made over 100 years ago. The farms settled in the 1800s have senior rights and still receive surface water in the drought. Farms from after 1914 have junior rights. They receive no surface water but are allowed to pull from non-renewable groundwater. These old laws prevent effective management of farming and water use today. In a state where 80% of the water goes to a $46 billion agricultural industry, a drought means economic disaster. California provides most of the country's fresh produce: strawberries, almonds, walnuts, dates, and oranges. So what are California farmers doing to conserve water? Farmers in the Sacramento-San Joaquin River Delta gave up a quarter of their water. For some farmers, this means reducing their crops. One almond farmer, Barry Baker, said, "The easiest way for me to cut 20% of water use was to push out 20% of my trees." Farmers are often more concerned about quantity than quality. Many place the blame on almond farmers for their water use during the drought, but what often goes unreported is that 70% of almond orchards use micro-irrigation. Micro-irrigation saves water and fertilizer by dripping water directly onto the roots of crops. In the almond industry, 83% of growers practice demand-based irrigation, watering crops based on precipitation and tree needs instead of based on a predetermined schedule. People point to cutting water use on farms as a solution, but they fail to see the efforts already being made and the long-run effects this would have on California and all of the US. Instead, we can manage water by limiting our own residential use. But while some have not had running water for 2 years, others have green lawns. At some point, the crops that feed our entire nation have to outweigh long showers. With no end in sight for California's drought, here are some ways we can help. By voting to subsidize drip irrigation. By supporting politicians who support conservation. By using rain barrels to capture water. By promoting drought-chic landscaping. By educating people on the drought. By taking shorter showers and turning the water off when brushing your teeth. With sacrifices from the public and from farmers, Californians will get through this drought together.